You are welcome to today's episode of Formula for Everyday with the Formula Law.
Hi, I'm Lawrence Nkwocha, the Formula Law. Welcome to Formula for Everyday podcast. Yeah, it's really been a while and thank God we're back on air. So today we're going to have a very special topic, which is the business of graphic design. And with me on the show today, I've invited somebody very significant to my growing up in this industry. He's like a mentor to me. He's an Abuja-based graphic designer. He's into media and tech. He's a very creative and enthusiastic graphic designer. He's a design-driven entrepreneur with love for excellence, conceptual innovation, and a productive team collaboration. He has worked with startups, leading enterprises in crafting beautiful brands and visual content to meet users' needs and business goals. And this is no other person than my someone I consider a mentor. His name is Ben Opancho. So the next voice you're going to be hearing is the voice of Mr. Ben Opancho. So thank you very much for being on the show today. Really appreciate having you on Formula for Everyday podcast.
Yeah, hello listeners. My name is Ben Opancho. I'm a graphic designer focused on brand communication and marketing designs. Okay, I presently lead I'm the lead creative of At Better Brand NG, a team of young graphics and web designers, also digital marketers, building brands with beautiful graphics and web design. So we help startups, medium and established brands scale up with beautiful designs. We create a great impression of businesses and we set up marketing strategies to help boost brands and businesses. Okay, the first question I'll be answering moving forward is how do I set up my design business? This data is not from a researcher, so don't get it wrong. But I believe from our word, 70% of graphic designers are actually freelancers. They freelance as a designer. And you need to understand that freelancing is also a business. Being a freelancer doesn't mean you're not in business. A freelancer is a business person. So how do I manage my graphic design business or my freelancing as a graphic designer? One, you need to approach what you do as a business. And how does a business work? A business have an account. A business take stock of expenses and income. So as a graphic designer, setting up your graphic design business, you need to first of all sit down, analyze what you do, and accept that yes, I am in business. Then you start treating it as a business. Okay, for the benefit of those who are just coming up as graphic designers, possibly you don't even have clients yet. So how am I supposed to set this up as a business when I don't even have clients yet? I'll just give a brief way where you can some brief points to help you set up clients as a graphic designer so you can have a control of your finance and understand the business part of design. One, you need to understand networking as a graphic designer. So whether you like it or not, everyone has a network. Whether I have friends or not, as far as you have a mobile phone, I have contacts, you have a network. So you have to leverage on your direct network, which are your contacts. So let's say I'm a startup graphic designer, no clients yet. What do I do first? I connect with my direct contact I have. You can chat someone up, what's up, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do, I can do this for you. And there's something called the power of free job. Starting up as a graphic designer, you need to understand that free jobs will definitely come, but you have to be strategic when doing free jobs as a designer. You have to see what is ahead, not just the free work you're doing. You're doing this because you want recognition, you want to be out there. So, and someone has to recommend you to somebody for you to do something for somebody. So there are ways to put our jobs out there. You have the power of free job, like I said. You have you can leverage on social media. Social media is there. You could make your designs, post on your social media pages. All these are actually just for startups anyway. For startup graphic designers. I mean, people who are just coming into the design industry.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
Okay, we're talking about the business of design. First of all, we need to know what design is. Design is the art or profession of visual communication that combines images, words, and ideas to convey information to an audience, especially to produce a specific effect. So in other words, graphic design is communication design. It's a way of conveying ideas through visuals and design. So whether graphics, web, what kind of design you will see there, it all boils down to conveying an idea or passing the message or beautifying something. So through images, through icons, through words. So that's what design is. So we're moving down to the business of design. What is the business of design? As we all know, design is actually a skill. Graphic design is actually a skill, just like every other design, just like every other skill rather. So a lot of people make this mistake of seeing graphic designing as just a skill and it ends there. So in every skill, there's actually a business path of every skill. There are some people who are doing the skill as a skill, and there's some people who are doing the business of that particular skill. So being a designer doesn't make you a business person somehow. So you need to understand the business part of what you're doing. So that's what we'll be discussing.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
Okay, the question is how do I get clients as a designer? Let's say you're already a graphic designer. How do I get clients? There are different ways to get clients. One of the things that actually worked for me, a recommendation. So what do I do? When I get someone to work for, I make sure I go the extra mile, you understand? Someone said there are 3 responses to an artwork. There are 2 responses to a job rather, or there are 2 responses to a design. It's either yes, it's either no, or you get a wow, like wow, this is amazing. So I always aim for the wow. So when you beat someone's expectation of their job, definitely they will have to recommend you to someone else. So your approach to every client will determine the extent the person will go to recommend you. Some of the easiest ways to get clients are through recommendation, to leveraging on your network, the people around you. Who are the people around you? 3, posting your jobs on social media platforms so people can easily find you. 4, joining design communities. You collaborate with other designers. So make sure you have you among a community of designers, or what you do, photographer, graphic designer, web designer, whatever. You just have a community of people that do what you do. Those are ways to actually build expertise and also be easily reachable too. Now, setting up your graphic design business. What are the things I should know as a graphic designer? How do I set up my business running as a designer? I want to assume you're just yourself. You're just only you as a graphic designer. You're freelancing as a designer. One, you need to understand your income flow. You know that you're not getting paid like a federal government or state government staff. So your income doesn't have a direct flow. So this is where discipline comes in. You need to know that, okay, this thing is not coming in like this. Today it can be sweet. Tomorrow, people might even forget how I design. So you need to set up your finances. You need to be in charge of your finances.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
Yeah, one of the mistakes a lot of graphic designers make is differentiating between passion and business. You're passionate about this thing, yeah, we understand. But if you're going to make this your passion a business, then you should be doing more of the business and a little of the passion. You should understand that passion alone may not put food on your table. If you're too passionate about just being a graphic designer, most times you end up doing jobs for completely free. You do the job from hand to mouth. So, but if you understand the business part of your passion, it will help you relate with clients and get paid for what you actually love doing. Take for instance, I'm passionate about graphics. Someone just chats me up. What's up? I want you to do this stuff for me. I'm like, wow, okay. What's this like? What's the deadline? Before you know, I'm jumping on the design because I'm actually passionate. It's what I love doing. So until you understand that passion alone won't give you the desired income, you can't live on design with just being passionate about it. You just jump on it without collecting funds, no payment, no initial payment, no commitment. You just jump into the work because why? I love graphics. So every opportunity to design, you just jump on it. You're a web developer. Every opportunity to design a website, you just jump on it because you're passionate about it. So you need to try to differentiate between passion and business. Starting up as a newbie, I understand passion should be the first basis whereby you can always do jobs for free because you're passionate and you want to be connected, you want someone to recommend you for someone. But if you're serious about taking this as a business, then you need to mellow down. You need to mellow down with the passion, you and know that okay, this is business, and approach every conversation as a business. Even if it's your friend, you need to approach every conversation that regards graphics. You need to approach it as a business. Okay, someone might want to ask, how do I make clients? How do I get clients as a graphic designer?
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
So as a freelancer or as a single person running your design business, you need to position yourself as an already existing business. You don't need to see yourself as an entity. Now there's one common errors designers make, which I always tell up and coming designers. The error of pricing. So a lot of designers want to know, how do I price? How do I charge? How do I earn more? Now, the impression someone has about you will determine the worth the person will want to give you. So you need to be in charge of the impression. What's your impression? You need to deliberately create an impression to client, a professional impression. How is your social media page set up? What are the things you post on your social media? Your WhatsApp status? What are the things you post? What are the things you talk about? How do you present your designs? So those are the impressions you create. So whoever coming down to do job with you will know that okay, this person is actually professional, so you don't need to want to charge. So when someone approaches you for a job, there's the way you react and the person will on the charge, but there's the way you react and the person will not underprice you. So, and a lot of designers make this mistake of discussing pricing on phone. Someone calls you, what's up? I want to do this. How much will it cost? As a businessman, you don't just discuss your pricing on the phone. You're not selling pepper. You're not selling granules. You're selling a skill, and there's actually no worth to a skill. Mark my words. There's actually no specific pricing to artwork. There's actually no specific pricing to your skill. So there are no fixed prices for your design project. It's your worth, what you feel you're worth, your time you're putting in, and the what you think you are giving determines how you price your work. Now you need to understand that you're giving a lot of value as a graphic designer. One great graphic designer said, design will change the world. Design will change the world. I think that's what he said. Yeah, design will change the world. So, and design is actually turning the world into something else. Design can break the world, design can make the world. So there's a whole lot of value you're giving into businesses, a whole lot of value you're giving into personal brands as a graphic designer. So you need to understand your value when pricing. You need to understand your communication language. Let me try to summarize what I just said. As a graphic designer, you need to have this in mind. The impression you're creating, create a professional impression on your social media pages, the way you talk, the way you approach clients you take charge of your impression, number one. Take charge of your communication, number two. Three, understand the value you're bringing to the table. Don't be cheap. Understand that you're giving a lot of value. Now, people tend to patronize a company first from the eyes. Most people buy from the eyes. Like the impression they have about the company will determine if they'll buy from this person. And as the designer, you're the one to control the impression of potential clients of the businesses or the company or the person you're designing for. So you need to understand you're giving out a whole lot of value. And fourth, please don't be cheap. So I'll round up with this. As a graphic designer, you need to control your finance. You need to take an estimate of what comes in and how you do your spending. If it's possible, you open a specific account for your graphic design business. I know that whatever is coming as a design job I do, it's going down to these accounts. My personal funds, I can use my business funds, is where they are going to. So the business of design is actually really wide. It's not something you can really finish. So all boils down to positioning. How you position yourself will determine the pricing and will determine the value people give you when they come to you. So as a person in business, network, join like minds, don't be cheap, take charge of the impression you create, and communicate professionally. And 3, don't let the passion of the last but not the least, don't let the passion, or don't let the love for what you do, that's passion, overwhelm the fact that you're into business.
You are still listening to Formula for Every Day with the Formula Law. Stay tuned.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ben, for that wonderful session on how we can set up a graphic design business. Really appreciate the fact that you're on the show today, and we look forward to having you next time. So this brings us to the end of this episode of Formula for Every Day. I remain your host, Lawrence Nkocha, the Formula Law. As I come your way again next time, bye for now.
This podcast holds every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thank you for listening to today's Roadside. Hope you learned something new. I would like you to join in on the next episode.